Hello, welcome back to Hobbies Corner. Today let's learn some basic strokes of one-stroke painting. For one-stroke painting we need mainly acrylic colors and flat brush. Here I have used Fevicryl acrylic colors and Faber-Castell flat brush number 9. You can choose any brand of acrylic colors and flat brush, but it should be of synthetic hairs. And for blending the colors you need a palette. Here I have used a plate instead of palette to blend the colors. Now let's learn how to load the paint over the brush. And that is the chart paper which I have used for painting here. And now let's see how to load the paint into the brush. We have to pick one color at one edge of the brush and other color at another edge of the brush. You have to pick enough colors at both the edges of the brush and then blend it smoothly back and forth. This way you have to blend the colors on the palette smoothly back and forth. You can give little pressure on your brush when you are doing back and forth movement so that the paints will get into the brush perfectly. Whenever it is required, keep picking the colors and blend it so that the brush will load properly and your strokes will come perfectly. You can do this little faster also once you get a practice. Beginners, do it slowly. Now I am showing just a smooth stroke, a straight stroke to show the color gradients to you all. Keep practicing each and every stroke for few times so that if you practice the basic strokes properly, you can do any kind of flowers or any kind of petals using these basic strokes. Let's learn basic strokes in this video, and in next session I will show you how to make a petals or flowers using these common strokes. See, look at the color gradients. However, whatever the color appears on the palette, same we will get it on the chart paper. So loading the brush is very important procedure in one stroke painting. Keep practicing the loading procedure for few times and strokes for few times on any kind of paper. No need to buy chart paper. You can do that on normal A4 paper also for practicing. This is the another stroke. This is the most important stroke, wiggling. I am doing flat wiggling here. You just have to load the brush each and every time for every stroke. Keep in mind, otherwise your strokes will not come properly. You have to load the brush properly for every stroke. Observe the way how I move the brush on the paper to get a stroke. Just you have to give little pressure and you have to wiggle your brush up and down. You have to create a movement up and down, and while lifting the brush from the page you have to slowly lift the brush to 90-degree angle and you have to lift the brush. See, I am doing again for you. You just have to wiggle up and down, up and down. Practice this stroke for few times. This is the most important stroke to create a petal or leaf or anything. Now I am showing the shell stroke using this wiggle movement. For that I have marked V so that I'll get perfect shape. You just have to start from one point, give pressure, take it up and wiggle and smoothly bring it down. Remember, After every stroke and to begin again new stroke, you have to load your brush. Now I am going to show you teardrop stroke. For that I have marked V shape. Observe the way how I apply that stroke. You have to give little pressure at the beginning and smoothly you have to bring it down. Observe how I move the brush on the paper. It is not necessary to mark a V every time. At the beginning stage, if you mark V, you will get a perfect shape. At the beginning, you may not get same as I am showing, but keep on practicing, you will get a better strokes. It all depends on the practice. And this is the other stroke, very similar to teardrop stroke. I am just doing it twice and you can observe that it comes like a heart shape. You just have to lift your brush little down and again lift up and bring it back down. And this is another stroke. It also requires the practice of teardrop stroke. If you practice the teardrop stroke very well, you can create many kind of petals using that. You have to just practice the teardrop stroke and that wiggling stroke as many times as possible. I have practiced so many times. At the initial stage, I was keep practicing only the basic strokes. Then only I started creating petals and leaves. Even you, at the beginning stage, you may not get perfect strokes. By practicing 100%, you will get a better strokes. Now I am doing a rosebud stroke. For that I have marked 2 parallel lines. And you have to start from one line and end at other line. You just have to lift your brush and make a small arch and you have to bring it down. Remember, to get a perfect strokes, you just have to apply little pressure when you are creating a stroke, and at the end you just have to release the pressure and you have to lift your brush smoothly. You might have noticed how many times I have loaded my brush. It is very necessary to load your brush again and again for every stroke. If you feel your brush has dried out, you can moist your brush. See, this is another stroke on a reverse side. First we have done it on up side, now we are doing it on a down side. This stroke is very useful for making a rosebuds. You just observe how I move my brush. Now I am just doing a stroke upon the stroke to close the rosebud. See. Do it in a up movement and again one more stroke on a down movement. And again on the same stroke, again applying one more bigger stroke. So these are the basic strokes that we have done today. Practice well and I'll come up with another video by using these basic strokes to create a flowers. Friends, I hope this video was useful to you all. Please do subscribe my channel. If you have any queries, please do comment in a comment box.